The police are telling you to do something. Do it.
You have a gun in your hand.
Yes, I do, because you're not listening.
Police officers sometimes assume they can do whatever they want, so they do it. But what happens if the people they harass take action? These are just two examples of civilians standing up against corrupt officers. Starting with Officer John Smiley, a 14-year veteran with Boulder Police, he accosted Zaid Atkinson, a 26-year-old college student, while picking up trash outside his home on March 1, 2019. Zaid Atkinson confronted the corrupt officer, who was being harassed for no reason.
I couldn't help but notice you just sitting on the patio out there.
What's that?
I couldn't help but notice you're sitting on the patio behind this building.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's signs for no trespassing, private property, that kind of thing. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were doing, if you lived here or you worked here.
Yeah,
it looks like you're working, doing something, picking stuff up.
I work here.
Okay, gotcha. What's the actual address then?
3333 Arapahoe.
Okay, what unit are you in?
I don't think I have to actually tell you that.
Well, I'm just checking to make sure that you have a right to be here, that's all.
I just told you I lived here.
Okay.
And I told you that I'm working as well.
Okay.
Shouldn't that be enough for you?
Well, I gotta verify it, just so I know that you do in fact live here.
Are you kidding me? What do you need from me?
If you have an ID with your address on it, that'd be great.
Officer Smiley begins the discussion by asking if Atkinson lives on the property, and then requests identification. Atkinson handed Smiley his student ID, clearly annoyed, but the officer was unsatisfied because the card didn't display his home address, and he didn't believe him.
Do you have anything with your address on it?
Yo, look, man. Here,
Hey,
why don't you follow
Just
me
relax.
and I'll just fucking beep the building, dude.
Just chill out, man.
Dude, this is ridiculous.
I'm just asking you if you have something with your address on it, then that would help me.
No, I don't. How am I supposed to have something with my address on it?
A lot of people have a driver's license.
They just carry something with their address on it?
Yeah, an ID.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. So, Mr. Atkinson, can I get your date of birth, please?
Why?
I just need to verify who you are, that you belong here, that you have a right to be here, okay?
Are you kidding me, man?
Can you have a seat, please?
No.
Mr. Atkinson.
No, I'm not.
290 code 12. Can you please have a seat?
No.
Put that down. Stop.
After presenting his ID, Atkinson proposes that Smiley accompany him to the building to confirm his identity, but the officer ignores him and continues questioning him. The irritated 26-year-old simply stopped listening to the police and began going around the house, picking up trash.
Mr. Atkinson, right now you're obstructing a police officer, which is a jailable offense. I'm asking you one more time to sit down.
I'm not doing anything wrong. And you're not going to arrest me. You're not going to do anything. Because I live here. And I didn't do anything wrong.
Last chance, sir.
For what?
Have a seat.
For what?
Sit down. Right now I'm detaining you and investigating you for a trespass.
I fucking live here, dumbass.
Sit down. Sit down.
No.
$290.
At this time, the scene has gotten confrontational. Atkinson decided to continue picking up trash while arguing with Smiley, who followed him until they reached the back of the building. Smiley demonstrated what kind of police officer he is. Timestamps 3:49:5 o'clock. The body cam footage shows that Officer Smiley pulls out his gun without any justification because he feels threatened by the trash picker Atkinson is carrying. Pulling a gun during an argument is bound to make anyone nervous, especially if you're being racially profiled. And if you thought things would calm down when more sensible and emphatic officers arrived a few minutes later and told Smiley what he was doing was wrong, you'd be dead mistaken.
Officer, he's got a gun.
Sit down.
He's got a gun.
Have a seat.
He's got a gun.
Sit down.
A gun. What do you mean? This is my property.
290, we're still giving him verbal
here.
commands, trying to get him to comply. Sit down and drop that object.
I don't have to do
Sit
anything.
down and drop it.
I'm on duty doing my work and my job, and this officer comes over here.
Drop the object. Just relax.
Are you serious?
Just
No,
relax.
Tinio, look at them. No, I'm not doing anything.
Have a seat. Drop it.
I'm not
Drop
live
it.
here.
Sit down and we'll
Drop
talk to you.
it.
Why do you all four of them look,
Just
dude? All four.
The police are telling you to do something. Do it.
You have a gun in your hand.
Yes, I do, because you're not listening.
You have a fucking gun
You
in
have
your
a
hand.
weapon.
I don't have a
Drop
weapon.
the weapon. Drop it.
I don't have a weapon.
Drop it now.
Focus on me. Just
What are you
focus on
doing?
me. Focus
No,
on
what do you
me.
mean? Focus
Drop
on
it
you. There's
now.
fucking 6 of
Just
you.
relax.
Just drop
Put
it.
that object
Really? This is
down.
my property.
We just
We're not going anywhere. You
I
need to
live
drop
here.
it.
I
I haven't
live here.
confirmed that yet.
I live
I
here.
told you I'm
Just like
investigating a
one thing, you know, right
trespass.
here, I fucking live here.
You didn't give me your address.
2333. I live in room 304.
That's the first time.
And
Have a
all of
seat.
You are fucking threatening me on my property. I live here.
Hey, listen.
I'm a resident
The first thing
of
you need
this
to do is
fucking
drop
property.
that
I'm
item.
picking up garbage from my fucking dorm. I go to school here.
Drop it. Just
I go
drop
to
it and
school
sit.
Here.
Okay, just talk.
Don't
Just talk.
fucking tell me
No
what to
one's
do. You
going to
guys don't
anything
have a
else.
goddamn fucking right to be doing this to me.
Sit down
I'm a
and drop
citizen
it.
of this country.
Sit
I
down.
fucking pay my taxes.
Please just-
I am a student,
Just
and
put
all of
that
you
thing down.
have weapons drawn, and I
Sit
feel
down.
threatened.
Sit down and drop that
No!
object.
I will not sit down. I refuse to sit down
Will you please
until
put
you
that
guys
in
put
the
your
pipe?
fucking weapons away.
All right, watch this. Watch
Put
this.
your
Here we
goddamn
go.
weapons away.
Right there. Can we talk?
Put your fucking gun away.
Have a seat.
Put your fucking gun away.
Have a seat.
Put your gun away, and I will
I'm not
talk
putting
to
my
you.
gun away.
Then I'm not fucking doing a goddamn thing.
Back up
Because you
and have a
came onto
seat.
my property with your weapons drawn, threatening me
Have a seat,
at the
sir.
place that I fucking sleep.
Back up.
How do you feel about that?
Back up.
How do you feel about
Back
that?
up and sit down, please.
Fucking tell me.
At least 5 new officers appeared on the scene. And what's even more disturbing is that every one of them saw this poor man as a threat and pulled out their firearms, a man picking up trash. While the disputes were ongoing, another police officer who had entered the building stepped out and told our friendly cop, Smiley, how wrong he was.
What? Okay, these nice people here told me that you are a resident.
Oh, wow.
So is it,
What a fucking
that's what we were
surprise.
trying to find out. Okay.
What a
just-
fucking surprise. I gave him my ID.
Okay.
And then he started taking down my fucking information, telling me this, that, and the other thing. And then I walk away, and he pulls his fucking taser out
So
on me.
Zaid, I'm listening to you, and I just appreciate what you said. Okay. So Zaid, if you were willing to sit down, this would bring everything down a little bit, and we could start
I
going down. figuring things
I
out.
do not feel comfortable sitting down around a bunch of fucking murderers.
Okay. So Zaid.
This guy was ready to kill me, sir.
Okay. So Zaid, once
This-
again, I'm Officer Parker.
Oh, you're just gonna ignore what I just said, though.
No, I'm just trying to communicate
Okay.
as
yeah,
adult men.
Right.
Okay. So I think you can hear the fact that I'm just trying to be professional with you here
No.
and get some communication going, so where we can get this resolved. Because
Unbelievable.
I now found out who you are. I found out that you're a
Unbelievable.
resident here.
I gave him my ID. He knew who I was. I said my name was Zaid Atkinson.
Okay.
I gave him my ID. He asked me what the address was. I said 2333. I said, let me walk up to the door and beat myself into the building. And he refused to let me walk to my house.
Okay, Zaid. I'm hearing what
How
you're
is that okay?
So
How is that okay?
I'm understanding you're upset.
What do you mean you're
290.
understanding I'm upset? He came out with a shotgun. Of course I'm upset. He pulled out his
Party
fucking
has
gun
dropped his weapon.
and said that I'm a
We're
fucking
currently
threat.
trying to get him to comply.
On my own property, I'm a threat because I'm picking up garbage.
Take a step back or two for me, okay, so that I can feel.
Why don't you get off my property?
Okay.
Why don't you get off my
That's
property?
what I'm trying to resolve. With.
Why don't you get off my property and stop telling me what to do at my fucking house? How about that?
If you were willing to sit down, we could talk about
I'm not sitting down.
Okay.
Why don't you go home, officer?
Right.
And why don't you guys go find some real criminals instead of wasting my goddamn time? How about that? I fucking live here. You think this is a joke? I fucking live here. You were ready to shoot me down. And you didn't know a goddamn thing. You're wasting all our fucking resources.
I didn't even point my gun
You're
at you,
wasting
sir.
all our resources. There's people out there actually committing crimes.
Like, can I
How do
tell
you
you something?
feel?
Can I
How
tell
do
you something?
feel? You're ready to jump out of your skin because you know you fucking made a dumb mistake today.
Can I tell you something?
No. I don't want to hear it.
Okay,
I want you to get
why
off
don't
my
you talk to
property.
my partner then?
I don't want to talk to any of
Right
you
now, I need you to
boys.
sit down
I
so
want
we
you
can
guys
figure
to
it
get
out.
off my property and stop wasting my fucking time.
That's not going to happen until I confirm who you are and what you're doing.
You already know who I am. He just confirmed who I am.
I don't have your date of
want
birth,
my ID
which is
back.
what I asked
Matter
for.
of fact, I want my ID back,
And,
please.
and when we've finished, then you can have
and
it
then
back.
you can go.
Can you have a seat so we can
I'm
talk
not
a little
sitting.
more?
And I
Okay.
don't think that I have to sit. I'm not sitting. This isn't like a game.
Right
where,
now,
like,
you're
where, like,
acting
me and you
very.
are gonna negotiate what we do here because I have my fucking rights, and you guys came onto my property, right, with suspicion of bullshit fucking accusations.
After hearing Officer Smiley's side of the story, which is obviously entirely different from what we can see in the body cam footage, the building's owner confirms that what Atkinson has been saying is true. Embarrassed by the scenario, Officer Smiley immediately muted his body cam as he realized his error in making something hilarious out of it. However, the reality remains that if officers can modify records, it defeats the entire purpose of installing cameras on cops in the first place.
I ask him why he's here, and he says he lives here and works here. And I ask him for the address, and he turns and reads it off of the building.
Okay.
And he won't tell me his apartment number. He gives me like some kind of school ID, but it doesn't have a date of birth, so I ask him for his date of birth.
Do you get it?
No. At that point, he refuses, and he starts walking away, picks up that metal object and the bucket and walks away from me. I just follow him at a distance until cover gets here.
Okay.
He didn't show me a badge.
So we confirmed that he lives here, right?
How the fuck am I?
No.
Well, he just did.
Okay.
Parker just did. He confirmed that he lives there.
According to him, he lives here. He just provided a unit number finally. I don't have a date of birth. I don't know who he is.
Okay. All right. So let's. You got his information in terms of his name and all that.
I just have his name.
Okay. Then give him his
You're a
ID
fucking
back, and then we're out of
jackass.
here. Yeah, because we
You're a
already confirmed he's
jackass.
there, and this
You got the
gentleman here
wrong
just said,
person.
yeah, he works here and lives here. So
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Smiley later resigned from his position, rather than face suspension or firing, and Boulder agreed to pay Atkinson a reported $125,000 settlement for the incident. He should have received that amount from each cop who drew their pistol. But suppose you think the story of corrupt cops being destroyed ends here. In that case, you hadn't met Mac, a part-time delivery driver parked in a non-designated parking spot in a private parking lot in Milpitas, California, in November 2019, when Officer Cordova from a San Francisco K-9 unit approached him about an alleged parking violation. What happened next is one of the best examples of how to deal with crooked cops you'll ever witness.
Go ahead and wrap things up, please.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you a break on it, but I'm saying this isn't a parking spot, okay, dude?
You're not giving me a break. You're harassing me at this
harassing
point.
you because
I'd
you're
like
parked
to
here?
leave. May I leave now, please?
Well, do you understand?
Am
why
I being
stopped you?
detained?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
All right. So do you understand why I stopped you?
Do I need to answer any
No,
more of
you
your
don't.
questions?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Okay. But then again, I could do this all day too.
Okay.
All right. So, would you like to leave?
I'd like to leave. May I leave now, please?
Mr. Proctor, would you like to leave?
Do I need to answer any more of your questions?
Hello. No. I'm not the one that's acting this way, okay? I'm just asking you, I'm trying to give you a break here, all right?
Officer Cordova informs Mac that he is being detained because the spot he is parked in is not a parking spot. However, we can see traffic moving in the background while the cop claims to be obstructing it. What's more shocking is that not only was Officer Cordova working in the incorrect neighborhood as a San Francisco cop, but it didn't appear that Mac was breaking any rules that could result in a penalty. And for the first time, you will watch a citizen invoke his Miranda rights, which plainly state that you have the right to remain silent and that anything you say will be used against you. The problem is that cops are so used to people speaking immediately after being read their Miranda rights that they don't know how to react when someone actually shuts talking, as is the case here.
I'm trying to give you a break here, all right?
I prefer you just write me the parking ticket and let me go.
Right, okay, well, okay. All right, dude. I was trying to be nice to you. Right in front of the Hawaiian driving, all right? Yeah. So just let you know what's going on. We're having another guy coming over real quick. Traffic guy with a side book, since you want a ticket. So otherwise, I didn't want to go through all this hassle. You know what I'm saying?
Officer Cordova's words indicate nothing more than that he had nothing better to do than waste Mac's time. But that didn't stop him from asking further questions and demonstrating his character as a cop.
Is there any other issues or anything going on that I should know of?
Do I need to answer your questions?
You don't have to answer anything. I'm concerned about your well-being. Is there something wrong?
Do I need to answer any of your questions?
Well, yeah, if there's something wrong, it would be nice, yeah.
Do I need to answer any of your questions?
You don't have to talk to me. I'm just saying. I'm just concerned about your well-being. That's all I'm saying. Usually we don't get people hostile.
I've not been hostile.
Okay. Well, usually we don't get people wanting a ticket. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know how much training Officer Cordova got in social interactions, but it's clear that he can't distinguish the difference between a hostile and an intelligent person. Or it could be because he knows what he's doing is wrong and is simply evading responsibility.
People wanting a ticket. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through all this. I could be having my lunch right now. And you too. Hey, June, where are you coming from, man? Daly City? There's a lot of traffic. Dang, dude, it's gonna start raining out here. I know people are rude nowadays. You know. All right, so how long is it gonna take you to get here? No, I'm in here a lot. I'm in a lot. Yeah. You know. All right. Well, hopefully you have it, because I'm gonna have to let this guy go. It's just you know. This is gonna be more.
After much back and forth, Officer Cordova finally returns Mac's documents, and Mac starts his vehicle and departs the area. It's pretty shocking that so many police officers don't even know what is and isn't lawful, and that when someone exercises his rights, which they explain to you, they treat you like the bad guy. Mac stated in another video what transpired after he left the site and how he couldn't acquire the officer's identity.
I didn't even know what his name was. I never got a citation. I'm not a First Amendment auditor, so I didn't think to go, name and badge number, please. So I've even gone back and watched the video and thought, can I just get his name off of his uniform? And I can't really see it clearly. So I was in such a hurry to break communication with him and get on with my day. He was costing me money, that he was willing to go through such great lengths as to have somebody else bring a cite book to him from across town. I was like, this guy's crazy. What is he going to try and do here? Because he's not got some criminal.
Officer Cordova violated many fundamental rights during the stop and was fortunate that Mac did not file a complaint. If you believe these cops should face harsher punishment, please subscribe and watch this video.